Hello students, welcome to the class. The topic of today's lesson is tactics, double attack. Now what does tactics mean in context of chess? Well, tactics means sudden opportunities. Okay, while playing a game of chess, you may be losing, you may be having a position which is inferior, and suddenly you get an opportunity to play a good move and then turn the tables. Suddenly you start winning. Or maybe the position is drawn, it's an equal situation. Suddenly you get an opportunity to turn the tables and get winning position. So those sudden opportunities are called tactics in chess, the tricks. Now, the trick which we are going to learn today is double attack. Okay, and what is double attack? Well, we shall be learning those through some examples, and I shall be going through a series of positions. First, I'll show you what exactly double attack means, and then you are expected to solve the positions by yourself, and then tally the solution or match the solution with my suggestions. So let's start with the first position. Here it is white to play and get a winning position. What should white do here? Well, the best move for white is to go rook b7 check. Well, in the previous class we had seen what attack means, and check is a special type of attack. So the rook is attacking the king, it's check, and the rook also attacks the knight. The knight is undefended. So this is double attack. When black saves check, white wins the knight. Okay, and then white will have a big advantage. Now, in the next example, which you are expected to solve by yourself, you have to find out which black's piece or which of black's chessmen does not have any support, and how can you deliver double check from here. Okay, the piece which does not have support is the rook on h5. And how should white win? White would play queen e2 check. Now the queen checks the king. When the king moves, the queen will pick up this rook because it does not have any support. Right? Well, so this is how you think and find out opportunities of double check, double attack. Now, let's move on to the next example. It is white to play and win. Again, you have to find out which of black's pieces does not have support and which can be captured with double attack. Okay, the answer is once again this knight. The knight is left without support, and queen can go to d8, deliver a check, and when the king moves, the queen would capture the knight. Okay, so here again, it's an instance of attacking two things simultaneously. The king has to move here, and then white captures the knight. Okay, the next position, it is white to play and win. Now, how does white win from this situation? Here we have a knight. Previously, we saw examples of double attack with the queen. Now, it's the knight which goes to d6, delivers a check, and picks up the bishop. Whenever the king moves wherever he wishes, white would win the bishop, and white is definitely winning because he's a knight ahead. Now, moving on to the next example, we have a position where white is already a knight up. So white is almost winning, provided he plays all correct moves hereafter. But then white sees an opportunity to win immediately. Can you find it? What is the opportunity? Well, white played bishop f7 check, forcing black to capture the bishop. after which white captured this pawn, check, and he wins the queen. Whenever we have a situation of double attack with the knight, we also call this knight fork. Okay, knight fork is the same as attacking two pieces simultaneously with the knight. Okay, so this is a very nice example where white combines double attack with another trick. The trick is pulling out the king. The king has been brought out to a favorable square for me, and then I go knight e5, attacking the king and the queen. Now here it is white to play. Can you find out white's winning idea? Very good. In this position, white is only a pawn up, pawn ahead, which may not be enough for winning. But with white to play, he captures the knight, check. Now we say it's double attack, attacking the king, attacking the queen. But black will shout, how can you capture this? Your queen is undefended, isn't it? But now comes white's move, knight f5, check. And we have an example of knight fork. Okay, so moving to the next example, this is an example of saving the game with the theme of double attack, the tactic of double attack. What does white do? Look at the position. White has only two pawns, black has a bishop and knight. So white played d4. This pawn is supported with this by this pawn. So when black captures, white can always recapture with this pawn. And if black does not capture, now both the bishop and knights are attacked with white pawn on d4. If the knight escapes, white will capture the bishop. And if the bishop escapes, white will capture the knight. Now, in case of both these positions, say white captures the knight and black takes back. A lone bishop is not sufficient to checkmate our king. Black needed at least one pawn to win, or any other piece to win. And the same goes with the knight. If the knight goes to d7 after de5, knight e5, a lone knight is not sufficient to checkmate a king. So this is a drawn position. So we see an example where white played d4, double attack, and game saved. Okay, so, well, there are lots of situations where this theme of double attack can be actually very useful for us. Suddenly we can turn the tables. Now we move on to a related theme which is called discovered attack. Well, it's a variety of double attack. Double attack itself is winning. I mean, it's good. But there are sometimes situations where we use the opportunity of discovered attack. This is a typical theme. Look at the position. The rook is on c1, black's king is on c7, almost in the same file. Now, how do I exploit or make use of the fact that the rook is standing opposite to opponent king? The file is blocked by my own piece, own bishop. So what should I do? I should use my bishop in such a way that I have two threats simultaneously. So if the bishop goes to d3, it's a check because I have moved the bishop, as well as the bishop is threatening the queen. Now had I played this check, black would have simply moved his king away and there would be no damage. But by playing this check, we are attacking not only the king but also the queen. And this move was also equivalent. It's also good enough to win. King attacked, queen attacked, we win the queen, we win the game. Okay, so this is how we can win in case of double attack. Okay, this is called, by the way, discovered attack because, well, this line is covered by my own piece. So when I move away my bishop, It's like uncovering the line or uncovering the file. It's called discovered attack. Okay, another example of discovered attack. Find out how white can win from this position. Well, the best move for white is to go either bishop b5 check. So we are basically uncovering. This line is covered. So we are uncovering the e file check. Now the queen is attacked. Or we can also go bishop f3. This is also equivalent. It's check. If the king moves, we exchange the opponent queen for our bishop, which is winning. Actually, the best for black may be to give away his queen, but for a rook. Even then, it's winning for white. Okay, we win the queen instead of either a bishop or rook. Okay, now this is a more interesting position. Look at the position carefully and try to solve it by yourself first. Okay, now the queens are facing each other, covered by white's bishop. Now if the bishop moves somewhere, say if the bishop captures the rook, black will be the first to capture my queen. So I have to ensure that it's not black but white who captures opponent's queen. How do I do that? Well, we go rook h8 check, a brilliant move. Why? Because the king can't move anywhere. The king has to capture the rook. And now the king has been brought to a square where after bishop g7 we deliver a check. Now black does not have time to capture our queen. Rather, he has to attend the check first and we win the queen. So what have we done? We have moved the bishop in such a manner that black doesn't have time to capture our queen, but he has to take the bishop, allowing us to capture the queen. Okay, and now we move to the last example of today. Black is attacking two pieces of white. So it seems there is a double attack against white. The queen is attacked, the knight is attacked. How can white defend? Okay, congratulations if you have done it properly. White can not only defend, but he can actually checkmate black in one move. Surprised? Well, the knight would go to f6 and it's a check with the queen, it's a check with the knight. Both the pieces are attacked by black pieces, but black is unable to capture the knight because there's a check with the queen, and is unable to capture the queen because of check with the knight. And the king cannot run away because that d7 square is also covered by the knight. That is why a move like knight d6 is also double check, but then black can escape king d7 and both the checks are prevented. Now again white's queen is attacked, the knight is attacked, and black is likely to win the knight. But after knight f6, it is check and checkmate. Now this is an example of double check with both the pieces together. Now this is not a double attack because in case of double attack we attack two pieces simultaneously, while in this case it's double attack against white, but white gives double check. That means two pieces attacking one point. Both the knight and the queen are attacking one object. Okay, this is double check, not double attack. So that is all for today. I hope you will use the tactic of double attack to win many games in chess. Thank you.